we are going to get into – I can't go for that. Sometimes you take a look at the board, Michael, it can be overwhelming. So you just throw a couple games out. This is a little Philadelphia soul. We'll start with the Giants at the Eagles. Right now, I've got the Giants catching, 10 in Philly, Michael?
Yeah. This is a game where on paper it should be the Giants beat them in the last game. Jalen Hurts played poorly, turned the ball over, and they were able to win 13-7, kind of shut down the Eagle ground attack, and then forced turnovers, and ultimately didn't do anything offensively with Daniel Jones in the game, but yet did enough to win. Now we have Jake Fromm going to be the starting quarterback. They've seen enough of Mike Glennon, haven't we all? I mean, seriously, haven't we all seen enough of Mike Glennon? And I'm sure Mrs. Glennon hasn't, but in all, if you look over his career, he's financially supported his family extremely well. But this is one that I can't really get a grip on because you don't know what Jake Fromm's going to do offensively. You don't know where he's going to be. You always say, well, he can't be worse than Glennon. Really? Because you don't understand the position, changing the plays. I think we saw it on Tuesday night when Garrett Gilbert came in the game. He looked good in the opening drive. Well, they run out of plays. You run out of things to run with a quarterback so young who doesn't have enough experience. So because of the uncertainty with the Giants, because I know they always play this a close game, and the Eagles, to me, are playing well, I can't go for this one. This, to me, is a John Oates play because I don't want anything to do with it because I can't predict either side fully to make it seem like, okay, I'm going to lay the 10 easily. So that's why I put it in the John Oates play.
Giants-Eagles, that's a John Oates play. No can do. Josh, what do you got?
No can do.
Yeah, so let's do the next one here, Michael. A game that I know everyone's really excited to sweat this weekend. The Jacksonville Jaguars and the New York Jets. One of the grossest games of the week. If the draft was right now, Jags would get the number 1 pick. Jets would get the number 4 pick. But, Michael, this one's been interesting. This opened at a lot of shops. Jets only laying 1.5. It got all the way up to 3. And then with all the COVID concerns with the Jets, with Robert Salah testing positive, it got all the way down to a pick 'em. But now we're starting to see more money on the Jets, back up to -2. BetMGM, they're getting 55% of bets, but 77% of the money. So I know this is a no-can-do, but your take on this game. Then also, any lean on Aiden Hutchinson going number 1 in the draft, Michael? I'm seeing a lot of books where he's he's becoming like a -120, -130 favorite.
Well, I'll start there. I think his effort, his intensity, his consistency over the season, as opposed to Thibodeau, is way different. I think that's how you say his name, right, Patrick? Am I right with
Thibodeau.
that? I mean, Thibodeau, right? I think that he takes too many plays off. I think there's inconsistency. He flashes with greatness, but he also flashes where is he? Where is he? Is he playing today?
Yep.
And I think Hutchinson doesn't do that. And I think if you're going to spend and you have the top pick, you want somebody who's going to really dig in and play the best constantly all the time. So I could see why there's money moving in that direction. I could definitely see that. And, Thibodeau's going to say all the right things, and he's going to flash at the combine. He's going to do all the athletic things. But when it comes time to make the key critical plays, there's a lot of plays that he takes off that are very disappointing for a guy with that much talent. Now, to get to this game, to me, I don't know how anybody can handicap this game with accuracy besides the COVID. Right? Besides the unpredictability of who's playing, who's not playing. I mean, Jacksonville's offense can't score any points. Zach Wilson has been a disaster. He has no weapons in the game. You think Jacksonville's defense is going to play well? It's going to be a colder day. Will Jacksonville respond to the cold weather up in the Meadowlands? These are all the things that I don't like. There's no predictability. There's no way to say, okay, and I know it's almost, and in the contest, it's a pick'em game. So if you're in the contest, all you have to do is say who's going to win. I think that's the hardest question of all. Like, I don't know who's going to win the game because I can make an offense. I think the one thing I've learned over doing this handicapping and breaking teams down, it's hard to quantify bad. It's really hard to quantify bad. You can quantify good, you can quantify great, but bad is really hard to quantify. And last week I blew it. I thought that Jacksonville, as bad as Houston has looked, I thought Jacksonville would muster some offense, and they couldn't do anything. So maybe the second week that Urban's gone, they'll feel better. But to me, Patrick, this was a John Oates play probably 7 weeks ago.
Jags, Jets, that is a John Oates play. And by the way, a little draft hack, Michael, if the Lions end up with the number 1 overall pick, put your money on the hometown kid in Aiden Hutchinson,
no doubt.
sticking in state.
I mean, he fits the profile more than Thibodeau does because he's going to play hard. He's going to give 1,000% effort on every single play. Look, it matters. It matters. It matters in your locker room. It matters that like look, Myles Garrett this weekend is going to try to go. He's got a pulled groin. Do you know how hard it is for a pass rusher to rush with a pulled groin? And he's going to try to give it a go. Credit to him. I don't know how he can be effective. Now he's going against a free agent left tackle or a late draft pick left tackle for the Packers. But the reality of it is it's going to be really hard. But at least he's willing to go. Thibodeau's got great talent. But against Utah, there's times where you can't find him in the tape.
You know how hard it is to host a sports show with a pulled groin?
Yeah, I know.
Broncos
I know.
last
you know
one.
How hard it is to be on a sports show with a 4-year-old running around the house screaming? You know how hard that is?
That's called ambiance. That's good ambiance. Last one up, Broncos Raiders. No can do.
Look, between Mike Glennon and Drew Lock, who have I ripped more? I mean, it would be a toss-up, right? Like, it would be a toss-up for what quarterback I like least. Like, if we were playing pickup in the backyard on Christmas Day, let's go out and play in the snow and have a game. I don't know if I would pick Glennon or Lock for that game. And so how do I even take part?
I mean, they are professionals, Michael.
I wouldn't pick them in that game. They would miss throws in that game. Right? But how could I possibly pick either one of these games? Like, I don't trust Locke. I mean, if Teddy Bridgewater was playing, I got no problem playing Denver. I think Denver's the better team, although the Raiders are 6-1 against the Broncos. I mean, they have dominated this series. They have been the better team in and out. Now, that was with Gruden, but they have been the better team through and through. They've been able to score points of Vic Fangio's defense. They have done a really good job. So on one side, you lean Raiders. Okay, they have a history of playing really well. But on the other side, Denver's playing much better than they are at this time of the year. And then you factor in Drew Lock. And then I sit there and I look at it and I say, okay, just take Denver and ignore Drew Lock. And I'm saying, you're a hypocrite. If you take Drew Lock, you're a hypocrite. So I just said, you know what? The best thing I can do, my Christmas gift to Drew Lock and to Mike Glennon is to put those games in a John Oates category, a gift wrap them under the tree.
Raiders Broncos. That is a John Oates play.
I can't go for that, no.